So I was just listening to this podcast, and this isn't like a witchy or occult or Vedic spirituality podcast at all. It's just a couple friends talking to each other, and they have a guest on that happens to be a little bit witchy. And the guest is talking to them about superstitions, and one of the co-hosts says, "Oh, but well, when are these things that we do, like knocking on wood, and when does this become OCD? Because I have OCD, and that sounds a lot like OCD." And then the guest says, "Well, yeah, it can become OCD. I also am diagnosed with OCD." And that was really interesting to me as a Vedic astrologer because a lot of the people that I read for who have a lot going on in the eighth house, this is a house associated with spirituality, the occult, more like otherworldly phenomena, especially if like they have Moon, Rahu, Ketu combinations there, or sometimes even Saturn. But anyways, if there's a lot going on in the eighth house, I have found a tremendous number of my clients that have these configurations also have either an OCD diagnosis or they have considered exploring the possibility that they have OCD because they have OCD-like superstitious behaviors. Protecting themselves by saying words so many times, touching something so many times. These kind of what are perceived as probably ridiculous and superstitious by, the rest of the world, behaviors that might get in the way of their ability to navigate life. Because a lot of the time, the transmissions that they're receiving or the, in touchness with other realms that they are in, it gets in the way with their ability to function in the world. These are unaccepted abilities. They're not seen as realistic. And I wonder if a lot of these people develop these kind of OCD-like behaviors or patterns of behaving in order to cope with this. I don't know. I've just never come across anybody else talking about this in this way before. And for me, when it comes up with clients or friends of mine who also have these combinations, I've sort of just sat with that and I've noticed it. It's come up with some younger clients, and immediately when they start talking about their OCD-like behaviors, I'm like, oh, I bet you they have eighth house stuff going on. And then I look and there it is. And a lot of the time, these people are connected to some level of reality that, is subconscious or considered occult or beyond the material realm. I just found that very interesting. Anyways, if you're interested in learning more about your eighth house stuff or the rest of your chart, you can follow along or you can reach out. My website is umiastro.com. But no matter what you do, please take care of yourself.